Hey everybody, it's Hylian Alchemist, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Red. In the last episode, we did more of the Silph Company, but thankfully in this episode, as for the reason why I did not have any beer with me this time, we are almost done with this place, thank God. And that is what we are going to do in this episode. We're finally, once and for all, going to finish up the Silph Company, at long last. And yes, by talking to this guy, he will give you a Lapras. There's probably no other explanation needed, because we already pretty much know about Lapras. But if you didn't have a Water-type Pokemon at all, then at least there's a Lapras here for you. A free Lapras at that. So you can just go ahead and pick that one up if you want to. It's a really good Pokemon to use. I've used it on one of my Pokemon games. It's a really worthwhile addition to your team for a Water-type. Anyways, here, before we ever get to head over to face off against Giovanni, we have one more Team Rocket run that we have to face. And yes, the reason why I'm showing this off, this is actually the very last Team Rocket run that we are going to be facing in this game. The only kind of difference for that, like, the only exceptions would be in Yellow version and the remakes. It's just in Red and Blue where this is officially the last Team Rocket run you'll be battling, and that's why I want to show them off. Because in Yellow version, then this is where you'll be battling Jessie and James, and this is also the last time you'll be battling them as well, and the last time you'll see them. In other words, they blast off again. Anyways, yeah, not much else to say about this battle. It just has Cubone, Drowsy, and then Marowak, which should be an absolute cakewalk. And afterwards, we'll just finally face off Giovanni just for a second time. Not quite sure if that will be the last time we'll be facing him again. Epic foreshadowing right there. And yeah, a bit of a spoiler as well. Don't please. Yeah, a grown-ass adult like Team Rocket being threatened by an 11-year-old. Just, wow. You know that's just Pokemon for you. The entire world just depends on 11-year-old, not merely adults. So let's go ahead and unlock this final door right here. And there's the man himself, Giovanni. Yes, we do meet again. And it looks like your reign of terror is over for now there, Giovanni. I will not experience a world of pain, thank you very much. Alright, so, round 2 against Giovanni. And his team is pretty much the same. Well, I don't quite remember if he actually used that Nidorino. Actually, if I remember correctly, back in the Rocket Hideout, I think he did use an Onix. But I don't remember off the top of my head. Maybe he used an Onix. But it looks like now it's been replaced by that Nidorino. And once again, he's going to be using Kangaskhan, which in Yellow version it is replaced by Persian, just to keep up with the anime. But yeah, I kid you not right there. It took us 3 episodes, 3 fucking episodes to get through the Silph Company. But you know, I don't have any beer with me this time, so that's one of the reasons why that I didn't bring it, because you know we're almost done. At long last. But like 3 episodes, and you know, it's may not be that surprising considering that it is the longest dungeon in this game. And like I've been saying a lot of times, I don't think any other Pokemon game has a dungeon that long. Maybe except for the Victory Road in Black and White 2, because I remember that Victory Road was freaking huge. Like, I'm not even kidding. Not just that, like, depending on whatever version, the layout always changes. Like, depending if you're playing either Black 2 or White 2. But, yeah, I just remember the Victory Road in those games, just, it's fucking huge. And, well, maybe just equally as long as the Silph Company, but, you know. I guess that could be another thing. And so, we got this Nidoqueen right here. I don't remember exactly if we ever encountered this Nidoqueen. But you should know that well, obviously no, that's another option if you didn't want Nidoking. Nidoqueen is more defensive, unlike Nidoking, who is more offensive. But I always like Nidoking because, one, I really do love its design, and because of the fact that it relies on offense, and, you know, I just like having a lot of Pokemon that use a lot of attack power. Well, I mean, like, you know, with very great stats overall, but I just like to go for the offense, because, you know, it means a lot of attack power. So anyways, you can actually use that PC that's right there. It is a usable PC you can use in this floor. Even though, like, it's that computer there is not just for show. It's an actual PC you can use, so... Anyway, we'll just go ahead and talk to the president that, well... Okay, you know what? I'm just not gonna make any political jokes right here when it comes to the presidents, because, you know, this is supposed to be a, an informal / entertainment comedy channel. It shouldn't be about politics, and I really just don't want to bring them up. Why? Because I freaking hate politics. But anyways, the president just gave us a Master Ball, and yes, pretty much like anybody else knows, or unless you don't know, which is what I'll explain now, the Master Ball, like he said, is the ultimate Pokeball. It will never fail. It will catch any Pokemon with ease. They will never get released from the ball. Like, even for a Pokemon that's level 100, which is the maximum level that your Pokemon can reach up to, which I haven't exactly mentioned that before. But yeah, the maximum level for the Pokemon games is level 100. But yeah, even with that, even a level 100 Pokemon will not break itself free from the Master Ball. Now, here's the thing, though. This is, as far as I remember correctly, only in this game, this is the only time and the only way you can ever get the Master Ball. I know in later Pokemon games, there are actually other chances you can get another Master Ball, but that's all, like, luck-based and whatnot. So, your best bet for the Master Ball is that you should probably save it for something bigger, like, you know, something much, much later on in the game, or as a matter of fact, pretty much actually at the end of the game. It's best if you just save your Master Ball until then. Just don't waste a Master Ball on any other, weaker, like, let's say, legendaries, and yeah, kind of spoiler there, we'll, later on in the LP will be catching some legendaries. But there is a certain legendary out there that we'll be encountering, and it's really a good idea to just save that Master Ball for that kind of legendary. But it still is a great Pokeball to use. It's the best one out there, without a doubt. It's essentially a broken Pokeball. And yes, I guess nobody would ever forget about that one episode of the anime where the fucking Whiscash swallowed that Master Ball. No, I refuse to even just acknowledge that. Just how could that even be so? I can't. I can't do this anymore. Just I can't. So, anyways, now Team Rocket is out of the picture in Saffron City, and everybody else is free to go outside if they want to. The entire Silph Company and Saffron City has been liberated from Team Rocket. All done by an 11-year-old kid. Yeah, talk about child prodigies here, but you know, that's what he just wants to be, just being the very best like no one ever was. Ah, well, yeah, seeing that you have your letter right out in the open, it's very easy to read. But hey, you know, it is an RPG game. For one reputation it has of just, you know, breaking into people's houses. Of course, there are letters, or like diaries, better yet, that would be out in the open, you could actually read. Yeah, poor Lily. Yeah, kind of a spoiler there, sorry, but not much that kind of detail, like if you haven't played, really played Sun and Moon, but, you know, yeah, she would have been pissed if we actually found out about her diary, but, anyways, I'm going a little off topic here, so, this is the Copycat's house, and, you know, you just try to talk to some Pokemon here. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest out of them all? Not you, of course. Yeah, some, well, you know, some of those are all Pokédolls. Like what the dialogue just said. A game with Mario wearing a bucket on his head. That's actually called Mario and Wario, which is another game that's developed by Game Freak. And of course, it actually makes a cameo in this game. You know, that's actually kind of creepy, though. Like, all those right here are Pokédolls, but they're actually moving. They actually just turned around. I think those dolls are possessed. Yeah. I'm just gonna stay far away from here now. But, anyway, so... yeah, it's all this copycat here, and yes, it actually just goes to show that Red actually can talk. The player character himself. Although it's always implied that he can talk. But only from the NPC's perspective and not from ours. Very much like Link in the Zelda series. But the copycat just showed us like what Red could be saying, which just goes to show it kind of breaks the kind of silent protagonist thing. Although this is kind of shown again in black and white too, with the Pokestar Studios, in which you see the movies and your character actually does talk, but it's only because he's acting, and so he's actually required to talk. Or she, but I always refer to him as he, because, you know, I'm a guy. I'm a man. So, I bet you're wondering, what exactly are you doing? What the hell are you doing, Tyler? Why did you just leave Saffron City and just backtrack to Celadon City just to buy this useless Pokédoll, which is only used for running away from wild battles, even though there's an option to run away from them right on the selections, on the options there. Why did you buy that? What reason do you have for it? Well, nothing really that important, but actually just something to show off and, like, some kind of a useful move that we'll be getting. And I will show that off right now. Well, as soon as I get over there, just with the bicycle right here. But yeah, there actually is a reason I did buy that Pokédoll. And so we're going to be going back up to Copycat's house for that kind of reason, and we just go ahead and talk to her, and you probably would guess by now what we're actually going to be doing with that Pokédoll. She'll notice that you have that with you, and you actually give this to her, and she'll give you TM31, which contains Mimic. What that does is that, when you use Mimic, your own Pokemon will be, it will learn a move that I think your opponent will... if your opponent just used a move that is last used. Or whatever random move it is. I don't really remember off the top of my head, but it'll be using that move as well. Although I don't really use it much, because, well... again, I still can't remember, but if it randomizes, then... I mostly would just like to go for some sort of attacking move, so... Anyway, so we're just about to go into the... wait, that's... well, that's... it says gym, but that doesn't even sound like a gym. It doesn't even play the same gym music. What's going on there? But no, this is actually the Fighting Dojo. It just said so on the sign. So, yeah, the Fighting Dojo. Here we have a trainer that we haven't encountered yet. That's a Black Belt. And Black Belts, they mainly specialize in fighting types. And of course, and not just that, like, you know, all for the attack power. More on the offensive side. Which is basically what the fighting types would be. And yeah, those are the only kind of trainers you're going to be encountering in this, well, dojo, I should say. And of course, there is a dojo leader, wouldn't you say? Instead of just gym leader. But yeah, what they've been saying about, like, you know, a little bit of history about Saffron City, like, why there would be 2 gyms, is that, like, actually Saffron City had 2 gyms, which is what the Fighting Dojo used to be. It used to be a gym itself. But then it lost its gym status because they got their asses handed to them by Psychotypes, which, by the way, the next gym I'm about to go to, the gym leader, they're specialized in Psychotypes, and of course they're strong against the fighting types. And this might be one of the toughest yet, especially for this game, because of the fact of how broken Psychotypes really are in this game, just completely and utterly broken. Well, you know, this is going to be a real big challenge there that we're about to face. So, good luck with that. At least later games kind of fixed that, since Psychotypes got more weaknesses. So, we are facing off against the Karate Master, and you'll be using a couple of new Pokemon we haven't encountered yet. That is Hitmonlee, and the other one's going to be Hitmonchan. Hitmonlee is known to be the kicking Pokemon, while Hitmonchan is the punching Pokemon. And from what I know, I haven't actually used either one of them, but I think Hitmonlee is actually kind of more useful. But that's what other people have been saying. Oh yeah, by the way, a little trivia here. The Hitmon Duo, I should just call him the Hitmon Duo. But starting with Gen 2, then there would be the Hitmon Trio, because of Hitmontop. But anyways, in this game's case, there's only 2 of them, so... Did you know that, the Hitmon Duo, their, the name origins, they are based around, for Hitmonlee, it's based around Bruce Lee, and Hitmonchan is based around Jackie Chan. So yeah, a little fun fact for you guys here. So after defeating the, Karate Master, we have a choice of either Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan. I'm gonna go for Hitmonlee. Well, of course, not that I'm ever gonna use him for, my team, but... people have been saying that Hitmonlee is a better one. Although I kinda do like Hitmonchan, but... I think it's because, I'm pretty sure that they both kinda... Well, actually, no, they don't, but... I think it's because that Hitmonlee has a better move pool from what I know. I think that's what it is, so... But yeah, if you do want to fight a type Pokemon on your team, then you can go for one of those, but... It's probably best not to have a fighting type, especially considering this gym here. Like I said, this is a Psychic-type gym, so... normally Psychic types would be weakened by, Bug types or Ghost types, but... Since there are no Bug or Ghost type moves that would have super effective... that would, just have super effective damage against Psychic types, there are no moves like that, it's just treated as, regular damage, then... Yeah, that would mean that in this game, pretty much in this game, Psychic types have no weakness. Unless there was... I think I remember there was, Actually, I think I might be wrong, though. There is a couple of Bug-type moves that work well, such as Leech Life, even though that is very weak. Well, actually, used to be weak until Gen 7 gave it a massive fucking boost up to 80 power. Like, holy shit. But yeah, that's pretty much it, so... yeah. Not just for the typing, but for stat-wise, that's what makes Psychic-types broken. Anyways, I'm kind of, getting ahead of myself here, so... As a Psychic we are battling, of course, I really don't need to explain it, you guys know. And that was our first encounter with the Slowbro. Can't really, say how much, good a Slowbro would be. Although, sorry, with Gen 2, it does get another evolution, which is, Slowking. Now, despite the fact that what they say about, Slowbro apparently having evolved from Slowpoke if a Shelter bites onto its tail, that doesn't actually happen. That's not actually how you do it, basically. They keep on saying that, but they just keep lying to you. Well, you know, both the anime and the Pokédex entries. Because Slowpoke still evolves normally like most of the other Pokemon, just by level. It can still evolve by a certain level up. So, it really doesn't happen at all, which you can just have a Shelter on your team and just have Slowpoke evolve. No, even if you don't have a Shelter on your team, Slowpoke will still evolve regardless. Which is actually kind of weird, though, because in Gen 4, we have a Pokemon called Mantike, which can only evolve into Mantine if you have a Remoraid in your party. So, yeah, early installment weirdness at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Also, yeah, those were just the, channelers that we, battled. Unlike those channelers we encountered in, the Pokemon Tower, they are not possessed, thankfully. They still have their free will. They still know what's going on, so... But yeah, that's actually, why, like, Gen 2 does so much better. Like, you know, they just... Not only do they just fix the balancing issues, especially with the Psychic types, and of course, they, kind of split the, special set into special attack and special defense, but they actually, kind of, there's actually a couple more weaknesses for, Psychic types as well, like, such as the Dark types, which are stronger at Psychics as well, and of course, Psychic moves can't do jack shit against Dark types, they're completely immune. While Steel types, they're, very resistant to Psychic moves as well, so... But what am I saying? This is Gen 1. We're still playing Gen 1 here. I'll get to that once I get to Gen 2, then I'll just, I'll talk about all that. So yes, the main puzzle with this gym is that, you know, it's back to Silph Co again, just with all these warp tiles. Of course, it's still easy, though. I mean, you just keep on going, and eventually you'll get to the gym leader. Although there is a map on a Bulbapedia they can look up, but I just still go for what I always go for. But, you know, we just finished Silph Co. We don't want to be haunted by this again. No more of this. No more warp tiles. I'm sick of warp tiles, even though I haven't really used them much. But they were everywhere while we were in the Silph Company. Oh, and yeah, I forgot to mention that, like, all I did was explain about the, Psychic type's weakness. I didn't explain, what Pokemon you shouldn't bring. I think poison types. I think that's... Oh, yeah. Okay, what was I saying? We just, met those kind of types in the Fighting Dojo. Fighting types and poison types. Those are the kind of, Pokemon types you shouldn't bring in this gym. Because they're both weakened by that, so... Anyway, so now we have Sabrina. And, you know, it's actually kind of weird, like, what she just said about, you know... She just says she really doesn't like Pokemon battling, and yet... Why the hell did you want to be a gym leader in the first place? Although I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be another one of those, mistranslations that the Pokemon series is very notorious for. But... Even then, it's still brought up again, like, in all 4 generations, like, both, like, Gens 1 and 2, and the remakes in Gens 3 and 4. It's just still brought up again, and I'm pretty sure even in Black and White 2, with the, Pokemon World Tournament, I think she still says that too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I remember her saying something like that. But I don't know. So anyways, yeah, this battle right here is tough. Like I've been saying so much about the Psychic types, it's gonna be very tough for you. Now, granted, if you have any, Pokemon with, physical moves, like if you're facing off against, like the Abraline, keep in mind, guys, that the Abraline, even, Kadabra and Alakazam, they have very low defense, like, you know, physical defense, so... Just using a physical move and they'll still be taken down easily. Like, you know... Well, I mean, I'm not talking like how, just based around the type. Like, you know, if you know any of the kind of the moves, like, based on the types that are considered physical or special, then yeah, just go for those. I mean, I'm not even saying, like, how, Gen 4 kind of changed all that with the, physical special split. But more on that when we get to Gen 4. And yes, I'll still be doing more Pokemon generations, but you know, I still want to... I actually still do plan on just playing all the Pokemon games, well, at least one of the games in each of the generation, like particularly 3rd versions, or one game for a pair, you know, for single games such as Gen 5. But I digress. And yeah, that was a Venomoth that we just knocked down. That is the evolved form of Venonat. And yes, I know what you mean. Well, that's not a Psychic-type Pokemon, it's Bug and Poison. Well, keep in mind that Venomoth can still use Psychic-type moves, so that's actually one of the reasons why that she has a Venomoth on her team. Although, there could be some times where, like, other gym leaders have some Pokemon that wouldn't really make sense, and Diamond and Pearl is notorious for that as well. I remember, Candace actually used a Medicham, who is herself an Ice-type gym leader. Well, I'm pretty sure Medicham could probably use Ice Punch, but I don't really know. I haven't looked at the move pool. And I think, Flint of the Elite Four, only in Diamond and Pearl. I'm mainly looking at Diamond and Pearl there. I also know that Flint of the Elite Four use, like, some other, non-fire types, mainly because, the very lack... It's... Mainly because in Diamond and Pearl, fire types were pretty lacking. All he had was either Chimchar or Ponyta. Which, thankfully, Platinum went out of their way to fix that, and just added more fire types in the, expanded Pokédex, so that's a good thing, at least. Anyways, so we have just now defeated Sabrina, and we have attained the Marsh Badge. I like how she just brought up how, like, how stronger Pokemon can get wild, and they may disobey your orders. Although this mostly applies to the, traded Pokemon if they're raised too much. And I think the TM that she just gave us was, Psywave? I think it was. It is a Psychic-type move, but it still does regular damage. It doesn't do super effective damage on certain Pokemon types. So that's why I'm probably not going to use it. But anyways, so yeah, we just now got the Marsh Badge, only 2 more badges to go. But anyways, like I was gonna say, I actually do like how Sabrina just brought up the fact that how, stronger Pokemon can get wild, but again, just applies to the traded Pokemon. You know, after hearing her just say that, it really does remind me of how, like, in the anime, when, Ash's Charmander evolves into Charmeleon, and he becomes a complete and utter dick, and just chooses to, disobey Ash. I mean, like, Charmander, once being a sweet, kind, and friendly, and innocent Pokemon, but once it evolves, it becomes a complete asshole. Like, it just takes, like, several levels in jerk-ass. And, you know, it just goes to show, like, in the next episode where you see him again with, where he tries to get, Charmeleon to battle that Paris, but just to take it easy on him. Charmeleon just, you know, he was just another dick, and he still was even after he evolved into Charizard, at least until the Orange Islands arc, where Charizard finally becomes likable again. Thankfully. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it might have been some sort of reference to that, although... well... Actually, I'm pretty sure the, kind of dialogue in the original Japanese Red and Green was kind of different. I don't really know if she... I don't know if she said the exact same thing in the Japanese versions in, Red and Green. Since, this game did come out in, well, in Red and Blue came out in 1998 for American players. And this is pretty much where she just says it there. So, I'm pretty sure it's because of that fact. Like, you know, I think this game might have, been out after the episode with, after that Paris episode. I think. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is, and I guess that's why she kind of brought it up there. Or at least the, designers just, or the translators at least just, added that kind of thing in, so... Anyways, so I guess that'll do it for this episode. Next time we are going to head over to the next town where the next gym should be. Where is it, you may ask? Well, I guess we'll just have to find that out, but it kind of does require backtracking. I mean, well, something like, you know, at least the beginning of something. That's the only kind of hint I'm going to bring out right now, so... Anyways, until next time, see you guys later.